Paramount just dropped some trailers today. Well, a couple trailers and one little interview. Trailer for Lower Decks second season. It's been renewed for third. And I think, frankly, the trailer for Lower Decks looks... Why am I doing headphones? Trailer for Lower Decks looks pretty good. We see a Miranda-class ship looking just like it should. A very pissed-off Mugatu. I'm wondering, Boyne must be having the time of his life. Well, there's not the time of his life. They see the Titan under fire and him screaming like a baby. But so yeah, if you liked Lower Decks last time, it's more of the same. If you didn't, well, we're a chance to come back around. But like I said, it's not Kurtzman track. Just because his name's attached, it is clear, and I'll get to this in a minute. Kurtzman doesn't give a rat's ass about the animation side of the house. He's letting them do what they want. And what they want is proper canon Star Trek. So, and the setting and the references. The setting and the references are actually rather crucial to establishing a proper setting for a Star Trek show. How well they do beyond that, that's another issue. And that is up to personal taste. I'm not going to try and argue with, it's good or bad on that front. I'm just saying it hits all the marks for being proper Star Trek, okay? And they dropped a trailer for Discovery, and it looks like more stupid crap. At least they got more color in the uniforms. I think they got a little blowback over the Chairman Mao look they had at the end of the last season. So, but yeah, it looks like the dumb continues on Discovery. I'm debating whether or not to really cover it next. I'm not sure I'm going to do episode by episode. It's just, but I'll keep an eye on it. And then we had a little interview with Mika Burton, who is LeVar Burton's daughter. I guess they figured, generates less hate than Will Wheaton. They had her interviewing the two executive producers of Star Trek Prodigy and Kate Mulgrew. I won't say encouraged, but I'm less pessimistic about Prodigy now. Because now they finally have been let loose of the mystery secret box idiocy that has ruled this thing since JJ came in, and they've established it is set in the Delta Quadrant. They set a year at 2380, I think it was, but basically it's during Voyager. But the way they interact with Captain Janeway is she apparently is a training hologram on board this ship that they find. These kids know nothing of the Federation, nothing of Starfleet. This ship is well out of range of anything of the Federation. So that explains just neatly how these kids can find the ship, get it working, and not be arrested for piracy and thrown in a Federation prison by the end of the second commercial break. And also how they can interact with Janeway. Now, they showed a picture of the CGI version of Janeway, and the bun of steel is returned. So it's very much Captain Janeway, and her voice is actually it's probably better than it was because she was still smoking when she started Voyager. So her voice is even out a little bit. So she sounds fine. And she's kind of, because the two executive producers are fans. They're not really heavy into it though. They're not surprised by the cosplay stuff. And Mulgrew's going, you just wait. She will be their guiding hand into the deeper realms of Star Trek fandom. But yeah, this looks like, on the animation side, that is the only avenue right now where actual Star Trek fans can write for Star Trek. Either Lower Decks or apparently Prodigy. The live action shows apparently have, I might as well just put a sign, Trekkies need not apply. It's like, God forbid, anything about Star Trek, I want to write for Star Trek, on the live action shows. No, we want fresh approach. You want people that can bully around, Kurtzman. You don't want somebody around who can tell you, no, that's not right. God forbid someone knows something about Star Trek. Well, anyway, here's the comment. I don't know if they'll keep it up, but here's the comment I put on the it's on the Paramount Plus official channel. They only got 260 subscribers. But I'm going to put that, so on the record. So here's what I got here. Personally, I am of at least two minds here. For one thing, I still find Kurtzman's initial comments about the other shows, because they featured fully formed adults, and how that somehow wasn't aspirational, to be not only insulting, but also insanely ignorant, considering the overwhelming majority of NASA personnel are there specifically because of Star Trek. Because, guess what? They aspire to be like the characters on Star Trek. Additionally, I somewhat resent the notion that we need a kids' Star Trek, since most fans started watching the original show as little kids, and unlike Kurtzman, had no problem whatsoever liking it, understanding it, learning the lessons from it, and growing up with and from it. Until the current regime was forced in on us, Star Trek has always been for everybody. That being said, I am somewhat relieved that we've had some very crucial questions answered regarding this particular program. Ones that resolve some very serious issues many of us had with the very premise of a bunch of kids commandeering a starship and not winding up in a Federation prison by the closing credits, if not the second commercial break. I'm also somewhat gratified that Kevin and Dan are fans themselves, making this the only other show besides Lower Decks where fans are actually welcome in the production. Unlike the live-action show where they practically have a sign out front saying Trekkies need not apply. So guys, I have one meager request. One that I never thought I'd have to make of a Star Trek show. Don't dumb it down. That's one thing I'm afraid of. This thing's going to be on Nickelodeon, so we got to make it kid-friendly. And guys, Star Trek has always been kind of kid-friendly, all right? It's Star Trek. Fly my fan flag again. I started watching when I was in 2.5 years old when the show premiered. I was there with my dad, apparently, from what I've been told. I don't have any conscious memory of it. But I also know when we first bought that first Enterprise model at the Sears on North Gun Mall, there was no, what is that? Hey, Enterprise, I want that. I already knew. This is before the animated series premiered. It was like 72. I already knew what it was. I knew I wanted that show. And I knew who Kirk and Spock were. I knew that like I knew Santa Claus. I also knew Superman and Batman. At that age, there was no first discovery of any of this stuff, My dad, despite his best interest, was a geek at heart, okay? I wish he'd leaned into that more instead of...
He took you out of class.
He took me out of high school geometry class to go see the first motion picture, okay? So, that's another story. But, so, it is possible. Prodigy might not be the absolute train wreck we were thinking it was. Possible. Discovery on the hand is still gonna wade right into the dumb, up to its kneecaps, and splash around. Still haven't seen anything at Picard, but
I still like the cat.
yeah, they got the damn cat there still. So yeah. Anyway, at least something finally on the Star Trek front. So PayPal, Patreon. Subscribe star, the others down below, and we'll talk at you later.